Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Hi, it's Lori-Lynn, Spirit Within Us. And today I'm going to do a 3-pile, pick a pile. And so the first pile is this brown, beautiful stone. And the second pile is this pinky white calcite stone. And the third is my turquoise blue. And my new favorite stones. And so just take a moment to reflect, and this is all just about, I shouldn't say just about, it's about the soul's journey and what we may need to be learning or focusing on right now at this point, especially that we've come into a full moon. And so full moons are bringing a lot of emotions and energy to us. When it's such sunny times, sun brings us energy, the moon brings us the emotional challenges sometimes to the forefront. And so what may it be that you need to work on and gain inspiration from? I know right now it's very difficult with a lot of people being alone, and now I've just gained a whole new understanding and even respect for people that are introverts. I'm not an introvert, so it's been very difficult on me and challenging. So I've had to find different ways to change my thoughts, to bring them back to that place that is confident and secure and abundant and rewarding, I guess, for myself, just the positive messages. And it was a little difficult, and I fully admit that. Just because of this is what I do, and even because I teach that, doesn't mean I have any sort of perfect anything. I don't. I have the same struggles as challenges as everyone else. Do I have insight through my cards? To be honest, I will do my cards, but I have one reader that I go to on a consistent basis, and right now he is on a break, sabbatical, and I've been seeing him for about 20 years. He was, for me, my greatest inspiration of how to do readings. I understood so much from his readings because he went into trance when he did so, and I loved just watching him, and I loved the energy from him. And so I really miss that and can use that right about now. But I had to learn to, over the last couple of days, because we got this snowstorm, how to reach out and connect in different ways. So that's what I did. And today is another day, and starting off with many blessings and a reminder of gratitude to ourselves. What are we most grateful for? So being a full moon, it's the perfect time to re-energize, recenter ourselves, especially to get rid of those things that just don't matter. And we hang on to them and hang on to them in a place of comfort, which seems crazy, especially if it's a negative thought, that is a place of comfort. But we've all learned different levels, different ideas, different ways of how to comfort ourselves, or how what makes us stay in that space. And so I have been working really hard on these last couple of days on different avenues. And so I will bring more of that. And then taking heed and taking lessons, especially through talking through, like, I have my support. So knowing who your supports are and reaching out to those people, especially if you're alone. But even if you're within a family situation, I know it can't be that easy, that people that are together, because it's constant and everybody has their things, and there's can be a lot of anxiety when it comes to the unknown. So I'm bringing this message today, and in hopes that I can maybe provide a little bit of insight to you out there. Okay, so I'll get rid of those two decks. And I'm going to start with the first pile. And so the first card that comes up is the card of boundaries. So if you pick this pile and this card is so important at this point, I had a great lesson that I learned. I tend to, when things happen, I look for what my role is in that and what I can do to change. But I learned yesterday that it's not always about me. It is the way that I respond and react, because it may not be me. It may be on their side. And so what is my resistance to that? And so setting up those boundaries of not allowing somebody's space that they're in, their lessons, to enter into my parameters. So when you become aware of that, your whole life can change, because you can learn that you do get to have boundaries and you get to set what those boundaries are. And so this card just talks about knowing what your clear boundaries are, allowing you to protect you, your energy, and what's coming in through your energy. And that's, again, I'm going to say it, I've said it 100,000 times probably, but always making sure that you are protected. And so know what those boundaries are that you need to set up, so that you can nurture your intentions and not somebody else's. So always send that back. If something's bothering them or bothering the conversation or manipulating the conversation, just send back with love and with healing, and allow them to deal with it, because you don't need to deal with it. So know your boundaries and set that up. In a situation where you may be at home, and depending on the space, some people live in not huge houses, small houses, different ideas are different sizes. So hopefully allowing yourself, if you can set up maybe a schedule and try as much as you can to stick to that schedule. My schedule has been a little bit mixed up because I've been sleeping in a little bit later than I would normally. And I'm also going to bed later as well. And so when I get up, I still have the same routine, the same schedule. I have to fit in my work into that and what I need to learn for my work. And so those are the times I'll cut off the phone. I also am not watching what I call the Donald Trump show, because for me, and if you're a fan of his, that's up to you. But for me, I find it very negative, and it really bothers me. So I'm sticking away from all of those sources that maybe cause me more anxiety. And I'm not taking that in. I'm listening to and I'm following all the things that bring blessings and love and kindness. And so that begins to be your choice. And I've started each day, and I still wake up for all that I'm grateful for. And then I think of 4 things that I can do myself today to change. What do I want to change? So knowing that, I can set up boundaries around that, and I can project that, and I can have that emotional well-being for myself. So boundaries is really important at this time, is getting to a state of grounding yourself and then bringing forth all of the things that really nurture your soul, nurture your being, your essence, your radiance. Looking towards the people that, if you need it, that you know are available to and for you. So the essence of your reading is about boundaries and being really clear on your boundaries. And the next card that comes is that clarifies this completely, and it's, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. And they say, in different senses, and always take, when I do meditations, when I teach, it's always about whatever term works for you. The term God works for me, and the term divine spirit, divine energy, that works for me, the highest, most divine energy, whatever that works. So when you live and act from this space of alignment with that divine energy, with God, with the Creator, however you see that, when you can respond from that place, because that place only is a place that comes from love. It's pure love. And push back anything else. So live from that place, set up your boundaries, and trust that everything is working out for you, that you are being heard, that you're being listened to, that the universe is responding. Even if you don't know how it's going to happen, it doesn't matter. The how is not up to you. What's up to you is defining what it is that you want to bring into your world. What do you want to release and make room for? So living from that place of spiritual alignment. A friend sent a post the other day, and it was about everybody wanting to be stars. And the truth is that we are all stars. And so let somebody else have their moment of fame, their moment of whatever they need at that point. And you just allow yourself to shine on your own. Just be your own star. And have complete faith and trust that it's going to work out in your favor for the highest and the greatest good of self and anyone involved. That's what you most want. And so the card that comes next is the Spirit of Challenge. And so quite often lessons are sent to us because we do need to challenge ourselves. So I have taken on this, I'm going to say, new lease. I'm dedicating an hour of my day to challenge myself to what it needs to grow and to learn, to be the best person that I can possibly be, and not in competition with anybody else, but just for myself, as myself. And so I've written out tons of notes all over the place to remind me that I get to choose my reality. I get to choose my today. So I get to choose how I feel. I get to choose what I want, what direction I want to go. I get to choose so many things. So now take advantage of that, those choices, those abilities, those moments when you can just sit back and just see how energy works, and how being positive and setting intention. And it's not just about being positive, because we have to feel that positivity right down into our bones until we become it. So that's the challenge of this. We can, and it probably isn't going to last all day. I don't know what that meant. Sorry. But I always said, I remember a girlfriend saying to me, all you need to do is go and you need to say, I am skinny, I'm skinny, I'm skinny, and you'll become skinny. Well, that's not really the truth, and that's not how it works. And the truth is that if I say, I want to be slim, I want to be healthy, I want to eat healthy, and I'm asking the universe to align with this intention. So whatever your intention is, ask Spirit to align with your intention, so that each step you take, each move that you take, moves you closer to your intention, to that intention that you so want to be. So you may be being challenged because things need to change. You have the opportunity to take an hour, to find that hour, whatever that is, to get into alignment with Spirit. And ask for what it is you truly, truly want, and then let it go. And that can be a greater challenge, is just letting it go. Once you've asked, then you want to start forcing, and don't do that. Just allow it to happen. Everything happens in divine time. The next card that comes up, which is from the Mystic Tarot deck, is the Knight of Swords. And for me, when I see this card, because it's about, swords are about air, about setting intentions, about creating, about manifesting, but it's putting it out there. And when the Knight of Swords appears, I see it rather as a twin flame sort of energy, because there possibly is somebody in your life that is trying to reach out to you, or that you are trying to reach out to. Connect with them and get on board. Have some of the same goals that you're working towards. It doesn't have to be all the same goals, but as long as you have, they're there to help you. They've come into your life to help you. They're there to give you the support that is necessary at this time to work through this. So in the same sense, because it comes after the card of the Spirit of Challenge, they may be challenging you in that regard. So see that and ask yourself, what is it that I most need to learn from this situation, from what's transpiring right now in this space? And then get on board and see how that you are being supported. So the next two cards will be the yin and the yang, and that what balances one another. And it's from the Patch Tarot. And so, wow. The first card is the Eight of Wands, which is the card of shift. And it's balanced by the Five of Cups, which is regret. And this is saying to me that there is a shift, that there is a change, that I'm not going to say you're being forced, but I'm saying you're being led to recognize, to acknowledge in the Eight of Wands, and that's taking that action. And it is a number of wisdom. So it's going from knowing how to when we learn the wisdom, we really embody that, we embrace that, and we move forward in that sense. And so being balanced by the fact that you're of the card of the Five of Cups. And so there are times that we often feel that there's so much that's been taken away, or that something's not going to come to us, and that we have these regrets about this or doing that, or whatever that is, or perhaps it's a person that you're involved with that may be having regrets in regards to a relationship. And so balance that by is the fact that you want change. And change is only going to happen if you take action towards that change. So again, during the full moon, it's time to release, to let go. All of that's not necessary in the negativity, typically. That's just not necessary. Things that don't add up anymore in your life, that just don't work for you anymore. And so letting all of that go, perhaps because I'm hearing that this may to do with a relationship with another person, whether that be a love or romantic relationship, or a relationship with a friend or partner that you're at. And in these situations, let things go. Don't hang on to them. Don't hang on to them. Don't hang on to them. Don't hang on to the negative things. Negativity just brings you down. It weighs you down. And so when we're doing that, we're not allowing our heart to be as open as it possibly can, so that we can continue giving that love and just coming from that place of love and commitment. And that's how the shift is going to change. Your awareness, your perspective changes, so that you are open to bringing in and to sending out love. And it's a circular balance. And it's, if you look at this card here, and it's all electricity. And so that's this is your third eye. And so looking into your third eye, that's a sense of knowing what is meant to be and holding steadfast to that memory. So the last card that comes up is the card of letting go, which is what we've talked about. This is this Five of Cups. So the ultimate lesson for you at this point is, and that's why the first card comes up of clearing the boundaries and being clear about your boundaries, and then acting and living from a place of spiritual alignment, trusting that everything will work out. So let go of those messages that perhaps have said to you, it's not going to work out, it can't work out, all of those negative messages, let them go. Just let them go. And then set your intentions of what you truly want to bring into your life, and send those intentions out. Release those intentions into the universe and let that go as well. Knowing that spirit, being aligned with spirit, will bring forth all that you want in your life at this time. And you're wanting to create at this time. Excuse me. So I hope that helped those who picked the first pile. Excuse me. The second pile is the pink calcite. And wow, okay, so the essence of the reading begins with igniting my joy. So in this place again, once again, where we're at is that attune to the highest good in yourself. So always asking you to find some time to sit and reflect, and asking, and then attuning into the highest good in yourself. And when we ask this of ourselves, it ignites a flame of joy. And so, because we just surround ourselves with that protection, we ground ourselves, and we see, this card is much about changing your perspective, how you see things, how you experience things. And so if you can experience it and see it in a manner that brings you joy, that's what we're wanting at this night. You get to ignite your own joy. I know part of my, I'm going to say, problem that I had over the last couple of days is that I was allowing what others were saying or what I was listening to be responsible for how I felt. And once I brought that into my awareness and I said, no, I'm the one that creates my own joy. I'm the one that gets to make the choices. And I'm responsible for my choices, and I'm responsible for my joy. So I am going to ignite that joy within myself, and I'm going to radiate that out so that the people that I'm surrounded with, that I'm going to bring into my world that sense of joy and peacefulness. Wow. So the next card is the card of I am in awe. This is a universal card. I am in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. If you're really clear, if you're really just sitting there and just let your mind, allow your mind to just let go, to be empty. And if thoughts come in, just let them go, but just let your mind be empty. And from that point, asking for guidance of whatever's necessary, whatever you need, whatever you want at this time, knowing that you want to bring joy. And the universe is going to bring to you, when you feel that right down into your toes, when you feel that right down into your bones, when your emotional essence feels that, when you radiate that out, that's what's going to bring forward. And it's going to be as faster than you can even possibly imagine, because you just keep reconnecting and connecting and asking and bringing and asking and bringing. I know that I took a shower yesterday morning because I was in this state of anxiety, and I just said, please, I need assistance. I need help right now. I was just feeling so alone. And the phone rang after I got out of the shower, but the phone rang and I spoke to probably 4 people. And so rather than not saying or not, I spoke my truth. And so I needed that assistance at that time. So when you really feel it, I knew that the divine energy that surrounded me was going to come forward and bring to me what my essence, what I needed at this time. And I allowed it. Actually, I spent most of the day not alone. And that being either through video chat or just conversations on the phone, spending time together on one deck, but that moose length apart, whatever you need to do. But ask, and the universe will bring you the guidance that you are looking for. And once you start being aware of that and appreciating it through giving gratitude and praise for all of that, it's just going to be such a natural step to say, this is what I need. This is where I'm heading. I'm asking for the highest good of my soul's essence, and then letting it all go. And so the next card is the Shaman of Loss. And so what this card may be bringing to you at this point is an unknown. And so understanding that when we experience a loss, whether that be a physical or a emotional loss, that we need to heal from that loss. And so allow yourself to experience what's necessary. Even, like I say, when we are we learn from our past until we realize that we get to create in this moment. And so we bring forth, and some of those things have made us, even if they're not good, they've made us feel comfortable. So even bad habits can make you feel comfortable. Some people learn that arguing and fighting, that's what makes them comfortable. But when we realize that also brings back to us more of that, when we realize that, we let go of it. And so letting go of that sets us on sometimes a shaky boundary of where we are, because it's unknown to us. So experience that loss, bless it, and let it go. And leaving room open for more love and more direction and more guidance that's necessary at this time for you. So this is being the Shaman of Loss. That means you have spirit that's guiding you. And so the Shaman of Loss can also help you to interpret ideas and traditions, meanings, values that you once cherished, but have since forgotten. So go back to a time that they're wanting to help you to understand what losing something means. So to really embrace that part. And once we've lost something, there's always a gain. And I hope that makes sense. The Shaman of Loss also helps those that are feeling lost and perhaps alone to find themselves once again. So to see that, and this card actually says so much for me, because I did feel very lost for a couple of days. And because I asked, I was able to find myself again and to rediscover my path and to reach out. And so the Shaman of Loss can fill you with hope if you ask. So you have to have that balance, but you have to be willing to face that feeling and to feel it, let it go, and then be open up to all else that's available. So the next card is the Page of Wands. So this card comes up within your reading because the Page of Wands is the messenger taking action. And so we can't just sit in our home and think that things are going to change. We actually have to take action. So we also have to ask. And so, because pages are often about bringing messages, so we have to be open to that. But taking the action, if you receive a message, you need to go for a walk, or you need to, maybe sit down and find a lone place by a tree and just feel everything that's around you. If you get a message like that, you're receiving messages because of something they're asking you to do, but it's up to you to do it. You get to make that choice to do it. So I'm hearing that you've actually had those opportunities have come to you, but you've been stuck in that place. And rather than being stuck in that place, to get moving, to do things, to go out of your comfort zone, to live the best version of yourself, to refine, to reconnect with yourself. So start listening for those messages that are being sent to you and start doing. So the Yin and the Yang card. Wow, okay. So the first card is the King of Wands. And so, and the balancing card is the Prince of Discs. And so this is really about taking a chance. I find that this king can be rather, I'm going to say audacious. This just fully trusting that whatever he does, it's going to bring forth. And so not really having a plan. And so on the other side of it is the Prince of Discs, which is the Prince of Pentacles. And that's seeing how the universe is connected. It's seeing how we have these ideas within ourselves. So what this is saying is it's great to just move forward, but step back for a moment to really be aware of what you're doing and how you're responding, and to know what you are creating, to not just go forward without any sort of plan, have a goal in mind, but making sure you're going towards that goal. So always balance. I got a great idea. Stop for a moment and just think, how is this serving me? And then take that. So you've got this time here, this Prince of Discs. How can this create in my world, bring forward in my world, manifest in my world what I truly want? And then make the choice from that space. So the final, okay, that makes sense. So the final card, the greatest lesson at this point is the card of the new vision. And that's saying within your realm, within your energy, new things are opening up for you. There's a greater sense of being, of power, of what your role is, what your interpretation of your life, where it's going. right now, that's up to you. It's completely up to you. It's saying what you've done has brought you this far, but right now the opportunity is to create something differently, something different that really resonates within your whole body, within your whole soul, within all of your emotions, within all of, there's a change that's coming for you, and you're seeing how much that you can ignite your own joy, and you're also seeing the benefits of creation in itself, that what's available. Once you see that you are the one that creates all this guidance that's available to you, you start putting out what it is you truly, truly want in your life, to exist in your life, to benefit your life, it could be to do with work, or it could be to do with a partner. It could be to do with, if you wanted a new home, whatever that is. Once you start feeling that, and not just jumping off freely, but stepping back also when the ideas come to you and asking how it serves you. And yes, that does serve me, so I want to go forth with that. It's about making choices for yourself. So I hope this helped your journey today. And thank you for being with me on pile number 2. So in pile number 3, which my favorite blue. So the overall essence, this card has come up so many times within this last couple of weeks, and it's the card of fearless self-love. And so whenever I choose to love myself, no matter the circumstances surrounding me, I am practicing fearlessness. And so this is about really choosing for yourself, to seeing for yourself. A lot of times that card comes up from people that have been beat down emotionally, not usually physically, but emotionally, and it can be physically and mentally. But because of those stories that you may have heard as a child, or throughout your life, that you also then reaffirm them, but then making that choice to see that those messages weren't about you, and making the choice at this point to be fearless in your self-love, in your love of self, and responding from that place, and just of giving despite all else that surrounds you, but just being fearless in your love of yourself, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you are worth every single, as much as the person whose life you may admire or want to be. You can be that person, but your own person in your own way. We can't be somebody else. We can only be ourselves. So you're learning to love yourself, and you're learning different aspects of your being. And sometimes some of those aspects are, maybe sometimes you're allowed to be angry. And if you've been taught that when you get angry, you feel shame, or you can tell yourself that now that, heck, it's okay to be angry, but then find out why you're being angry. What's at the core of all of this? And then from that core, decide to really love yourself, to love yourself whole and complete, just exactly what you are, to make your choices every single day of what you're going to do based on you, where you want to go, who you want to be, and how you want to respond and react. So really be fearless in this. Listening to that, your third eye, listening to your heart chakra, knowing what's in your heart, and loving yourself. So you're only bringing in and accepting. Know what you're willing to accept. Only accept messages that make you happy, that make you feel more joy, make you feel more love, and give yourself first that love, and then only accept that into your life. So the next card is appreciation. That's appreciation and gratitude dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. And that is so true. If we are grateful, if we give appreciation for all that we have, if we spend 5 minutes just being grateful for so many things, like what do I have? What am I grateful for? I'm grateful now because the sun is shining and it's going to 13 degrees, not Celsius, 13 degrees, and I'm going to go for a walk, and I'm going to take my dog out, and I'm going to enjoy the day, and I'm grateful that I have that opportunity to do that. I've been so worried about work and, my job, and I'm learning as much as I can, and I'm doing as much as I can, but realizing that there's only so much that I can do. And so I appreciate all those moments when I can talk to my coworkers. So I appreciate that connection. But there are all the other things now that I am able to do. And so I appreciate that as well. So it's really about gratitude and appreciation and living in that with that radiance that shines out. And so when you radiate that power, it magnetizes and brings in more of what you want, more of the good things that you want. And so be appreciative, be grateful, and ask and believe, trust and feel. Just set that intention and be that. Okay? So the card that's here to help us is the Ancestor of Memory. And what I'm actually, there's two sides to what I'm seeing this card from what I'm getting. And one side of it is the memories of our past, not our past lives, but just our past. And what we've learned, it's to break those things down, and breaking down and seeing how that wasn't about you. Some of the things that you've learned in the past, we're taught some crazy things. We're taught what other people themselves believe and know. So the other side of that memory is then to go back into your heart space, into your pineal gland, and into your consciousness, and into your gratitude, and remembering who you are at your core, remembering that you deserve self-love, that you deserve love. You have to love yourself first before you can experience that greatness of love outside of yourself that you can bring into yourself. So all of these memories will come up, and maybe this has a connection with another person, and perhaps seeing this and putting it out there reminds you and sends out that energy that will connect all that you desire and all that you want within your world, within your life. And so we are accessing different memories, the memories as a child that we began reinforcing those memories, looking at those memories and saying those memories weren't about me. We were all born from love, and we are love. And so taking back that power of that fearlessness, that fearless self-love that is inherently yours. It is absolutely yours to enjoy and to manifest and to intend and to bring forth into your life. You're worthy and deserving of all of that. So the tarot card that goes with that is the Eight of Swords. And that actually just speaks exactly to what we were just talking to. And these three guys here are past memories that haunt us often. We were told as, we were 2 to go away, then, that made us think, well, we're not wanted. Or we were taught at 4 that perhaps eating something was going to make us, or we learned when we were kids, if we eat and went swimming, right after that we were going to drown or something silly was going to happen. So these are some of the memories that we keep in our head. But if you look back, those were all to keep us here, to keep us perhaps at that point safe. But the truth is, when we keep reinforcing those memories, the person that's standing in our own way is ourself, So block out those and say, no, that's not who I am. Those messages do not belong to me. Those messages don't mean anything to me. And to allow a brightness to open up, to lift up that sword and start making your own choices. These are choices others have made for you. It's time now to love yourself so much to make your own choices. You get to make the choices. So it's time to make choices for you. The yin and the yang. Oh, wow. So here's the card. The first card is the Eight of Cups. And the second card is the Ten of Discs. And so what these cards come back to is this, going back to this fearless love, because you're going to walk away from that which was not working, that which did not serve you, that which you don't have to own anymore. You're going to walk away. And it's not that people did this even from a place of, they did it from a place of their own self-love. And in recognizing that, you get to do from a place of your own self-love. And then setting your intentions and realizing that there is more. And you are the one that gets to walk away from the past, from those messages, from what wasn't serving, towards opportunities that will serve you, that will be stepping blocks, that will be ideas and intentions and manifestations that are processed and through the self-love of you. Because it's coming to a point that you're looking back and what do you want to leave the world with? This is the Ten of Discs, and it's about when I leave the world, what do I want people to remember? What do I want my family to remember? What do I want to take with me on my soul's journey back to wholeness? And so to really start finding that space and what brings you the most joy from this place of fearless love, of self-love, and to connecting with the divine and understanding and knowing what your life is not the same as somebody else's. All the pieces that came up bringing in you towards your situation were choices that were made because that's what you knew. So now it's about leaving past the negative thoughts, the unworthy thoughts, and growing in the light of what you truly want. What is your legacy? What do you want to leave to life? And the final card is the card of completion. And so it's like right now you've moved towards what makes me feel whole, what makes me feel complete, and what are the things I need to do that will assist me as I have this new opportunity in front of me to be complete and whole, and to start taking those steps to being really open to a complete transformation of yourself and the world around you. And this is all, when I see this picture, it's almost like I see a picture of a baby. So it's a sense of remembering why you came here, on earth, what was your soul's journey? And so once we start releasing some of these things that happened or transpired in our life up until this time, going back to that really pure, innocent state of remembering that we truly are loved and we came here in love and we can be that love. And we deserve all the love that is around us and that surrounds us. And so that's what's going to make me most happiest is working towards taking those steps towards my legacy, towards what I want to leave the world, what I want to leave my children, what I want to leave my family. What do I want to be remembered most for? And that's going to bring you a sense of completion. Okay, so that's the final reading. And I thank you all for being here. And I hope that I did provide some insight for you and that you have an incredible day. And I'll be back in a couple days with another reading. Much love, namaste, and blessings to all. Take care, Lori-Lynn.